Welcome back to another Habs Daily News. Today, we talk about who do you prefer, Evan Demidov or Matvei Michkov. I'm going to compare both players. It's not an exercise to tell you, Montreal was better to take Demidov, but I just want to compare both players, and you're going to be the one going to judge from my exercise which one do you think do you prefer the most, and which one is going to have maybe a better career in NHL. When we think about Demidov and Michkov, that remind me a lot Crosby versus Ovechkin. So let's compare a couple data analytics stats. First of all, Demidov, draft 5th overall pick in 2024 by the Montreal Canadiens, at 6 foot, 192 pounds, right winger, and play also center, and he shoot on the left. For Matvei Michkov, draft 7th overall pick in 2023 by the Philadelphia Flyers. Why 7th overall pick is because many things was worries about his longevity of his contract, and also for the Montreal Canadiens, there was a bit concerned about the size of Michkov, and for many years to come, Montreal Canadiens fans are always going to compare the career of Michkov versus Rebacker. We know Montreal Canadiens select David Rebacker, 5th overall pick, 2 spot prior of Michkov. Let's see a little bit more the skill and talent of each player. If you compare both graphic from Demidov and Michkov, they are really similar, by the way. The skating is exactly the same at 5. The shooting advantage a little bit Michkov. The passing, it come now to Demidov. The puck angling, same situation, Demidov. The hockey sense are equal. Both of them are at 8. And the physicality, they will set 5 for Demidov, 5.5 for Michkov. Now, let's see a graphic for both players. On the shooting category, little bit advantage Michkov compared to Demidov. On the passing, this is a little bit advantage Demidov over Michkov. And then the transition, and you have to look about the entry zone from Demidov, really much over Michkov. Overall, the control exit a little bit more for Michkov. So the transition, one way is the entrance advantage Demidov, and the exit advantage Michkov. Now the defense, both of them struggling, but I think Demidov a little bit better compared to Michkov. And finally, different other categories, you can see Demidov a little bit better over Michkov. So that gives you a little bit an idea, but now I'm going to go a little bit more deeper, show to you different videos, and also give you some ranking on different categories of the skill and the talent of Michkov and, of course, Demidov. I have 13 different categories, so let's see the first category. And for the ends, I have to go with Demidov over Michkov. A for Demidov, B plus for Michkov. And the reason behind that, guys, when you're watching Demidov, the way he controls the puck, but look how shifty he is moving left and right, and the stick angling is really good. And that's the reason for me is hands is the best skill when you look about Evan Demidov. His clips, he controls very well the puck, and he can move from left to right, like I mentioned, really shifty as a hockey player, and that will give a little bit an advantage for Demidov. When you watch Michkov too, you're going to realize that he also a great hockey player with a great hands. But if I have to compare both players, I have to give a little bit an advantage of Demidov between both of them. And my next category is about play driving. Again, I'm going to give this one to Demidov, but they are really similar. A for Demidov, A minus for Michkov. Now, let's move on the skating. The skating, for me, they are equal. I cannot give a little bit an advantage for Demidov versus Michkov, but they have a friend for both. What are you talking about? Michkov is quick. Michkov is fast. Michkov has some kind of explosiveness inside of him. Demidov is more about his edge work. compared to Michkov. This is a big difference between both of them, and Michkov is a little bit orthodox, is skating. His stance is really wide. That's something you need to correct, but otherwise, I give them both the same similar rating between both of them. Now, the next category is about the shot. And that shot, guys, I have to give this one to Michkov compared to Demidov. Now, let's see the Michkov shot. Not only his accuracy is great, but also his power. He used his strength. He reminds me sometimes Connor Bedard on the wrist shot. Still, for me, Michkov a little bit better to Demidov. Next, move on now for the next category. And my next one is about compete. And I have to give that one, guys, Demidov. I think Demidov compete a little bit better. He is a A versus a B. Now, when you watch the video of Michkov for how he compete, he's really great on the offensive zone. When you compare to the defense close to the blue line, like he's a really great to retrieve the puck, to steal the puck, and of course to finishing. The next category I want hockey sense, and this was really close. The IQ in hockey sense, I gave an A for Michkov and an A minus for Demidov. But again, this is very close. And now I'm going to show to you the Demidov hockey sense. You're going to realize he's really great to anticipate and also to read the play. And of course, he can move. You can see that one. Videos, how he can read the play very well. He's going to pick up the puck now at the goal line, looking, bring the puck in front of the net, and then another opportunity for his teammate. Now on that one, Demidov is coming in the zone, is coming drive to the net. He see the space in front of him, and he can read. So that's another reason why I said his hockey IQ and hockey sense is really great. Michkov does practically the same thing, but I gave a little bit more advantage to Demidov. I feel like he see the eyes better compared to Michkov. Next, move on now. In my next category is about the playmaking. Again, Demidov have that one, A versus A minus for Michkov. But again, you can realize when you watch Demidov on this graphic, how he does great playmaking constantly when he carries on the puck. He have a great vision, like I mentioned to you. He see his teammate very well, and that's the reason I said he is a great playmaker. And the next category is about the physicality. On that one, guys, A for Demidov, A minus for Michkov. And the only reason, guys, is about because one is 6 foot, one is 5'10". But I'm going to show to you Michkov is great also. He uses his body. I like the way he's angling versus opponent players, and he uses his body very well. He's a 5'10", like I mentioned to you, 165, but he uses his lower body for his gravity to compete with the puck. This another way I feel like Michkov is so good is when he's battle against the board. This is a way I feel like Michkov understands to use his body when he compete 1 versus 1, when he wants to protect the puck. My next category, guys, about the defense. On this one, I give a little bit advantage on Demidov versus Michkov. It's the only reason because Michkov cheat a lot on the defensive zone. This is something you need to learn under Tortorella. He's going to realize he cannot cheat. If not, he's going to be benched or he's going to be held to scratch. This in a category, I believe Demidov is an advantage over Michkov. Now, the size, like I mentioned to you guys, you already know, 6 foot versus 5'10", ceiling. And I give this one, guys, Michkov. Say, what? I feel when you look at Michkov versus Demidov, all the videos, you're going to see Michkov is really power on the offensive zone, a little bit better at Demidov. And when you look about compare any player in NHL, you're always looking for the stat. I think Michkov is going to have a better career about the productivity on the offensive side of the game, but Demidov, I believe, is going to be a better overall players on the 3 zone. That's my statement about the category of ceiling between both players. The next one, guys, is about the vision. You can see many clips already where Demidov have a little bit an advantage versus Michkov. Again, A versus A minus is not like big. But when you see Demidov, guys, you can see how he carrying the puck, how he attacking the zone, and how he can bring the puck in the net with his accuracy. And this is a little bit advantage for me for Demidov. When you look at his clip, his vision, he read very well the play. He repair his teammate on the ice constantly, and he cannot speed the play in front. You can see on the breakaway now, uses protect the puck with his lower body, with his left leg, and he put the puck in the net. This is those kind of situation where Demidov is really good. When you watch again all his clip in the last 2 seasons and the NHL. Finally, my last category, guys, is about transition. On this one, again, it's not like a big difference, A versus A minus, and I'm going to finish with Demidov on that one. Why? Because you're going to see his transition of the game is great, or his entrance on offensive zone. He carrying the puck very well compared to Michkov. Michkov is a guy pick up the puck on the defensive zone. He carrying the puck all the way to the offensive zone. Michkov like to get the puck him constantly on his stick, carrying the puck all the way to offensive side. But again, it's better his game between both blue line and his entrance, guys, is great because of his end. He can second glide the puck, and if you want a successful power play, this is the kind of player Demidov is going to be play a huge, big role on this power play for the Montreal again in the future. He will feed also his teammate because he's a great playmaker. And that's the reason I feel like Demidov overall have a little bit better advantage versus Michkov when you compare all the categories I just mentioned to you. But again, you can see by the letters I used today, they are really, really close. And someone tell me, Coach, I feel like Michkov is better to Demidov. I would say, you know what? I respect your decision and your opinion, and maybe you're right. For me, I still believe Demidov is barely a little bit better. But these two great elite players are going to become in NHL in the next couple of years. And again, because Montreal passed on Michkov and they took Ray Barker, this is going to be forever remember of the resume or can use. And finally, of course, the Montreal Canadiens got Demidov, and we're going to see if he can reach his high ceiling in NHL as the elite players. Both of them have the potential to become at least a 90 point to 100 point. Both of them are going to have a big role on the success of their own team. And finally, as a hockey fans, whatever you are, a Montreal Canadiens fans or not, you're going to be excited to watching both of them for many years to come in NHL. And that's all, my friend. That's conclude another Habs Daily News. Today we compare both players, Evan Demidov versus Matvei Michkov. Leave me comments. What do you think about my exercise today? Are you agree or disagree about my ranking for 13 different categories? And finally, of course, don't forget, please, to click on the like, subscribe, and remember, you are greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.